Hello everyone and welcome back. This is going to be another extra video. Like I said before, I've got a lot of extra figures here that I've kind of picked up and I've been kind of sitting on here for a little while as I move my camera, trying to get a little bit better angle here. So what I figured I'd do is I'm kind of going through and clearing out some of the boxes. I mean, some of these are older. I'm sure a ton of people have seen a lot of this stuff. Actually, I picked both of these up. When I got these were on clearance. So, I mean, it's not like they're new or anything. And I picked both of these up on purpose for one reason and one reason alone. Not that I don't like Silverstreak, but at the time that they came out with this, because they were doing, they had a couple different lines going. So we had the War for Cybertron going. Or had just finished on what is it, Amazon or whatever, Amazon, Netflix, one of them. So anyways, we had all that going, which is fine. I liked some of the concepts that they had done in the War for Cybertron, so I'm just going to throw that out here. One of the big things was we had what was called sparkless bots. So as we look at Silverstreak here, and then Silverstreak, what do we have? Silverstreak, Sunstreak. They were kind of brothers, and they had pretty much the same figure setup originally in the old G1. And then when they were doing War for Cybertron and all that, they had a lot of them that had very similar styles to them. So Silverstreak here being one of those. Actually, what was it? Silverstreak and Bluestreak. Sunstreaker and one of the other ones were the same. Trying to get them all right in my head here. Okay, so trying to brush all this off. So one of the things here is, like I was saying, in the War for Cybertron series, they had taken what we're looking at here as Silverstreak, and then they made them into the sparkless bots. So what we had was just a generic army of bots that essentially they were kind of zombie bots in a lot of regards. So we could take them and just use them at whim. So one of the thoughts I was thinking at the time when I picked these up is maybe what I'll do is I'll just take some either paint markers or something and just kind of turn it into more of a zombie bot, because they were on clearance. And I don't remember if I picked these up, if I'd already had a copy or not. So that's something I will have to go through at some point and say, hey, I've got a copy of this already, but I do want to get these opened up, and because as long as I have them sitting here, I'm going to think, well, geez, did I do something on them or not? And like I said, this is older already, so this isn't anything new. But it's still fun to bring them out and then kind of say, hey, what can we do, or what can or should we do maybe, and we can go from there. Having the sparkless bots, to me, really opened everything up for trying to do it as a role-playing game. And now I know that they do have Transformers and G.I. Joe as a role-playing game by Modiphius. I'm not a big fan of the system, just being honest. I think the system for the way I play, and I'm just saying it that way, the way I've watched them play it and everything else is everybody's getting around the table and spinning a story, and it seems like the way that they were doing it, it's a little less of rolling the dice for action and everything, and it's a lot more of just narrative play. So and having the stats the way they were just didn't work for me. And they do have Megatron doing quite a bit of damage, but when you start off, pretty much every weapon you have does 1 point of damage, and I don't think that they were really a company that had been around long enough and really doing role-playing games and all that long enough to really understand I think it's more the new way of doing things, which, as an old fogey here, I'm just kind of getting aged out of. So, maybe it's just me, and I'm not trying to bash the company. I'm just saying it's just a different way of playing that I'm used to, which is perfectly fine. I'm hoping that they keep continuing on, because you know what, the more views we get for this stuff, whether it's stuff you like or not or whatever, and that's why I'm taking everything that I'm doing and I'm putting it into a D6. D6 is open license because West End Games doesn't exist anymore. We can have fun with it. We can modify it. You can download the old D6 Star Wars books, or if you want to run it off of the D6 Fantasy, Adventure, or Space, you can do that too. And all that stuff's available for download. So, just trying to remember exactly how this all worked without breaking anything. And apparently I'm going to need the instructions. So I do apologize. I'm going to have to cheat here. Like I just said with one of the other ones, because I just did a different one here. It's always wonderful whenever I can do this and I don't need the instructions. I always feel like I'm a little bit on the smart side, but you know what? If I need the instructions, I need the instructions. And we just kind of go from there. These have always, Transformers have always fascinated me, because it's almost like playing with a Rubik's Cube. Can you do this without needing the instructions? And that's the way I've always kind of looked at it. So, alright, so we're going to need to get the feet together. Normally, I've started kind of talking about the figures. So, let me actually look this up here, and then I do apologize because I'm taking a little bit of time here. So we want, we want Transformers. So I do this on my phone. Silverstreak, alright. Not just the action figure, but let's see what the wiki says for Silverstreak. Okay, so Silverstreak is blue. He wasn't a cartoon, honest. Let's see. Silverstreak's journey from being an alternative color scheme and name for Blue Streak to a character of his own right was a bumpy one. Originally, he was a Diaclone. Fair Lady Z toy that was the basis for Blue Streak was intended to be released in the 1984's The Transformers in its original silver and blue deco, the color scheme being the basis for the character's name. For whatever reason, this was changed to an original non-blue color scheme later in the development, but the Diaclone deco remained unchanged for the toy's instruction sheet. Let's see, toy catalogs and packaging art. This led to Blue Streak taking on something of a mythical quality to fans, often misremembered as having actually been available in the G1 toy line. The blue deco would be homage multiple times over the years as an alternative color scheme for Blue Streak, such as the Universe, Banile-Tech, and Creo toy lines, albeit never to the original Fair Lady Z mold. It was also predominantly used as Blue Streak's initial appearance in IDW Publishing's 2005 Gen 1 continuity, first appearing in the 2006 Stormbringer miniseries. So, let's see, this goes on quite a bit here. Let's see, eventually in 22, Blue Streak in the buzzworthy Bumblebee Autobot Silverstreak, which is what we have here. The toy was released combining the Silverstreak name with the blue deco for the first time since Hasbro regained the Blue Streak trademark. This use of both a separate name and color scheme for Bluestreak, combined with the comments of Hasbro designer Mark Mayer about celebrating that every character is unique, seems to finally indicate that Bluestreak has finally been given an identity as a separate character, even if it is one borrowed wholesale from different incarnations of the toys. Alright, so there's that. Now, the other thing I want to say is we're looking at this, and I'm not transforming them like I should be because I'm busy reading here. I do want to look up the sparkless drones, I believe would be the way to see it. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so it was from Netflix that did the Sparkless. Let's see, Sparkless bot. Yep. Okay, so this is going to be a little different. It is going to go along the same lines, but I think we're going to have something a little different. But this is where I was thinking that maybe I could kind of etch off this or whatever and kind of go from it. Now, actually, I think this is the same type of vehicle. We'll get this transformed, and I'll try and read this at the same time. We'll see how bad I do on that, because we do have to get them transformed. We have to get them into a car mode. Can't just have me sit here and play with them, kind of half transformed, half not transformed, and we got to get this going here. But I'm trying to figure this out. We do have that going around. We want to go. Okay, they have that. Let's get the arms out. Trying to follow their instructions. I'm sure you can see the instructions somewhat. Let's just kind of do this here and see where we are. Okay, so we have the tabs here, so we do want to get the tabs out. And then that releases all of this, so we can finally get him out here. That's what was holding me up before, and I was trying to figure all that fun stuff out. Okay. So really the tabs are the mirrors here. Okay, that works out pretty good. I can handle that. Let's see here. This goes here. He's all out. This goes up. Oh, right. So now we got to get the legs. Okay, this is where things get kind of goofy. There we are. Now we're getting her. Okay. The legs don't work. It's not that hard. It's just trying to visualize and get it put in my head as well. So some of this is just my own making issues here because I'm just trying to make sure I get this right. Okay, now the arms, if I remember correctly, sometimes could be a little tricky, but it's just showing that they come straight back. I know with some of these I was having a little bit of an issue, and I don't know why, but I know I was having a little bit of an issue. That just kind of pops back here, works out all right. I think what's going on here is there is a little notch here that the door goes into the arm. Let's get the door out here. Okay, that's there. There's the door. It's not that hard. It's just that if I can just do what I'm supposed to do, then it all works out. And this is where I usually have my issues. Okay. Oh, come on, snap up in there. there's that. The only thing is because I'm just not getting the arms here. I don't know how well you can see this. There's a little notch right here, and it does fit into the door right there. And that is where I'm just having a little stumbling block here, because for whatever reason I don't have them at the right level, so I'm just not hitting the right spot. So as I'm struggling with that, it's just not coming correctly. Now, it's close enough, I can let it go, and if my ego gets over everything else, I can just say, there it is. Now, this is the same vehicle that we had for the Sparkless Bot, which is why I picked them up. And I have 2 of them here. I'll get the other one undone here, so I know I don't have to. And then these will end up in a box for now, because I just don't have the shelf space. But I wanted to get them, and I wanted to, once I get everything kind of going here, which, you know, I've talked about this a few times over. I've got some rabbits here, which are just adorable, but when the day comes and I don't have them here, I will have shelves there, and I will have a shelf with Transformers, another one with G.I. Joe, and then Star Wars, and then I'll have all the Lego stuff as well, so I can build on to my Lego city, and we can go from there. Okay, so here's our vehicle here. Now the Sparkless, if you ever find yourself deep into the charms of the sea of rust, then you better prepare for the Sparkless. These reanimated corpses shockingly have no spark and still hunt for the sparks of the living to this day. Rusted and busted beyond repair, the Sparkless still have great enough strength to rip someone apart. They cannot be destroyed by simply fire blasts or slashing, so hope for a miracle or just run. The War for Cybertron Trilogy cartoon. While searching for the Allspark in the Sea of Rust, Optimus Prime and his team tracked its last known coordinates down to a nearby valley. Optimus Prime sensed something troubling, and he proved right. As the Sparkless rose out of the ground soon after, the team was attacked by mindless, reanimated corpses who sought to revive themselves by taking the sparks of living Cybertronians. Jetfire claimed the Sparkless were responsible for multiple deaths in the Sea of Rust and could reform after being hacked apart. The Sparkless quickly overwhelmed the group, managing to tear Moonracer down to her torso, killing her, but Optimus spotted and retrieved the Allspark, its power causing the Sparkless to disintegrate into dust. So, essentially, the Sparkless are nothing more than zombie Transformers, zombie Cybertronians. So, with that, I think it's a great kind of character point. It adds more just cannon fodder to have to worry about from time to time, and I think it was a great idea for them to kind of come out with that, especially if you're doing adventures and everything else and you need some sort of cannon fodder that can always just be there. Having a zombie, or even if it's something that I know I watched the series, but I kind of missed part of that, and it very well could have just been one of those things of I was busy trying to take care of something else at the time, and I missed it. So that being what it is, it's still one of those things of, oh, come on. My original thought was it was something that was created from the Decepticons to kind of bolster their army out of the dead. That's where I was kind of thinking that all kind of originated from. But apparently I was wrong, which is perfectly fine. I don't have a problem with being wrong from time to time. Sometimes that's how we learn more interesting things. Okay, and then this should go down. That goes down. So he's got heels. Alright. Then we drop the arm, and then there we are again. Alright. So there's Silverstreak. Now, like I said, he was one of the bases that they, or one of the designs that they had used for the Sparkless. They had Sparkless Seekers. So here you have a standard Autobot that became a Sparkless bot, and then into a zombie, and then they had Seekers as well. So, you know, it's a wonderful concept. And then having, of course, Silverstreak here. So hopefully we learned a couple things. Maybe we did, maybe we didn't. Either way, it's fun trying to get them unboxed and then trying to transform them one time through. Like I said, reading a little bit here to get an idea for how this all works, or, you know, what they're from, what they could be, or whatever, is always kind of nice. With that, thanks for visiting. Thanks for sitting around the pool table with me. Hope you're having a wonderful day. We'll see you in the next video.